Qianlong Ray mark, but unfortunately it was apocryphal and it was likely made during the late Qing Dynasty, early 20th century.
9526 one.
Very lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. The form is quite unique because we do see a lot of, bowls or just the baluster vases with this type of decoration, not the square one, and usually the square ones are more difficult to make. Yeah.
I knew you didn't ask for that one. I just pulled it because it was kind of in the way.
Oh, I actually saw that on the list, and I actually wanted to look at it anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah.
76.8.
Yeah. Another Guangxu, late 19th century Guangxu family rose bowl. The decoration, you see, I think there are phoenix, lotus. Yeah. This type of decoration is very unique to the Guangxu period. And during the Guangxu, this is the only dynasty that they would use, only period that they would use this type of decoration, sort of with phoenix alternating the lotus scroll. The painting is much better than this bowl. You can pretty much see the difference right away, although they were made in the same time period.
Just much more intricate,
right?
And a finer brushwork.
Right. They are bearing the same type of Guangxu mark, but this was likely made for a wealthier family, even wealthier family or wealthier scholars. So this is more valuable than that one. That was mass produced. This also, they made quite many of them, but this is more rare than the other one.
Kind of messed up. I don't remember where all these came from.
This is 95, 26, 38.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
This is a beautiful 18th century vase. I think this was not made in the imperial kiln. It was likely made in one of those private kilns, but very beautifully done. You see how clean it is for the foot ring. And then
I didn't even realize
cut.
This was there.
With the carved decoration. Yeah, with the carved decoration. So this is beautiful. It's Celadon. We call it Celadon glazed. It was a beautiful scholar's piece. And usually in the past, they would just put one prunus branch or one peony branch, in the vase.
Pretty.
Love it.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same with the other one as a 20th century spinach jade bowl. You see the color is slightly lighter and with lots of black, stone, inclusions in it. And I think the quality of the jade is, average, and likely it was excavated in Russia or other areas.
They still are really beautiful.
They are, yeah. That's why I think still there's a huge demand for them because they were very decorative and people still like them. And, it's still spinach jade.
Right.
It's not plastic or not glass.
Right.
So they're still popular. Okay. Less broken. It's a good Qianlong period, 18th century, ruby red bowls. I am slightly upset that one of them is broken, but things happen. Yeah.
I've never seen that color. I think they have all the fragments.
Yeah. They started doing this type of glaze in the 18th century during the Yongzheng period, during the Yongzheng period, and I think they just sort of got carried on onto the Qianlong period. But beautifully done, and then you see the gilt decoration to the foot ring, nice color combination, and the mark is beautifully written in the imperial style.
So interesting how it shifted to that block, like the imperial stamp. Yeah. It's like got very graphic.
Yeah. I don't have the section number for this one.
7613 2C. Yeah.
Yeah, 7613, and then it's 1 and 2.
And are these something that just they have to, like, I'm curious because I know absolutely nothing. Like, they came in a set. Is it something that, you know, they have to be in a set to have like good market value, or does somebody ever collect one bowl?
Definitely, just collect one, but the value, of course, will be less. And when they were making this type of bowls, they usually maybe make 20 of them, and they would be presented to the emperor or presented to the owner of the household at the same time. But it's just, I think a lot of them were missing or got broken throughout the time, and sometimes it would show up as a pair, sometimes it would show up as a set of 4,
right?
And sometimes it's just 1. Yeah.
It's a very intricate box. It's lovely. The color.
It's 7652. I think I'm going to break your heart by saying that this is actually a 20th century copy. Yeah.
You're not breaking my heart.
Yeah. I was very, because
it sort of looks modeled.
It's so what really give it away is, first of all, the mark. Like you see the mark here.
It looks like was that like interesting. How is that applied? Or erased or whatever?
So they made the potter, like they made the bowl, and then they use just maybe another like brush
layer of
with
glaze.
Right, a brush with white glaze sort of paint and write the character, and then send it back to the kiln to fire it with the transparent glaze over
Got
it. It has a Yongle, which is a 16th century Ming Dynasty emperor reign mark, but this mark was never used before 20th century. Yeah. So it's just an imaginary reign mark. Yeah. Beautifully done, though. I hope whoever donated this or
didn't pay for them as
bought them as the Ming Dynasty period.
I would just pay for that box. It's pretty.
I would pay for the stands. The stands are cute. Really cute.
Little holes in it. Then otherwise, you think there's a lacquer box and.
Yeah, the lacquer box is beautiful. I think the lacquer box is it's Japanese. It's an 18th century stationary box. I just took a look at it. And then other than the few pieces, these are the one that we looked at just now are more valuable, and then the rest of the items in that they are either more commonly seen at today's market, or they were actually made for the trade or export. Yeah.
I'm going to start taking pictures of the other ones.
Thank you. I can help.
Do you want me to? Here, I'll pause.
The market is dead.
Yeah.
It really, the best place for them would be a good institute like yours or other universities.
Oh, are we talking about these?
The pottery,
The cocoon vessel and the
right, because they were made as tombwares, and Asian buyers, particularly people who live like Asian people, don't collect them because we are suspicious and we don't want anything that came out of the tomb. I think it would be very helpful if you select a few pieces and get them tested, so you know what you have, whether their just entire collection is fake or with a few authentic pieces. By looking at that cocoon jar, my instinct that it's a 1980 reproduction. I work with a woman. Her name is Donna Page. She lives in Madison. She works for Oxford Lab. I always send her all the early pottery